Yes.
Go.
Hey, what did you learn on film about closing games out, and how do you guys learn to do that?
Well, first of all, you can't blame the guys. That's more on us because we haven't practiced enough situations and things like that. But if you go back and you watch the tape, we didn't make some free throws. We didn't turn the ball over. They made some hard shots. So I think learning how to defend late game situations. You know, we were so lackadaisical on our switches and stuff like that we decided not to do that. And that probably cost us a couple of baskets there, late game situations. So things that we can certainly improve through situations. But I didn't think we did a poor job of closing it out, except just missed free throws. I think we were 2 for our last 6 down the line, and you know, that made it hard for us, or harder.
Sure. I know you're going to try to deflect part of this, but your recent success in the last several years over the nation's elite teams and programs, the University of Kansas has been able to have an advantage over you.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll totally buy that. I think there's one school out there that can say that we haven't had any advantage. That'd be Villanova. You know, because I think Jay and them have beat us 3 straight times, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, we've had a good run of games against some of the other blue bloods. So a real good run. So hopefully that can continue moving forward. Right now, you know, I am excited about our team in large part because I saw some things. I saw a lot of unknowns, you know, transpire right before our eyes on Tuesday. That gives you that certainly gives me a lot of hope that we can improve on that and get better. But you know, there's still a lot of work to be done. It's nice to see those young kids get out and play at a level that they played at when you haven't ever seen them in that situation before, because that shows me that Q and Quinn are gamers. At least I think they are.
What are some of the other unknowns that you saw that transpired?
How you react with the lights come on, shooting the ball under pressure, be able to handle the media hype and everything around the game, you know, things like that. There's little things about, you know, when you see, you know, even though like we haven't practiced, but you see, maybe not celebrities is too strong, but you have Joel Embiid at the game, you have GMs from professional organizations that are very well known, that everybody knows who they are sitting on the front row. You have the media attention that goes along with it, and then you still have to be focused and concentrate on the job at hand. I thought our young guys did a good job with that.
Did Quentin's three-point shooting, has he shown that at practice?
He's shown it at times. He's been really streaky though. He had one scrimmage where he's 9 of 13 from 3, and he's had some where he's 1 of 5 or 1 of 6. So it was nice to see him get that first basket down, even though it may not seem like much, but he made a driving layup early. May have been our first or second basket, and then after that, he felt it, and it didn't look good. It looked great when it left his hands. Even the one he missed, I thought were right on.
As you talked about him being more engaged consistently a couple weeks ago, has he turned the corner there?
I would like to say yes, but I don't know that I can do that yet, because even in practice yesterday, I had to get on to him about going and making, we set a ball screen for him. We're not setting a ball screen for him to come off and not do anything. We're setting it for him to go make a play for himself or for somebody else. And I still think it's going to take some time to get him aggressive like that. But certainly him catching the ball and shooting it off the catch, I thought looked really well. Looked really good, excuse me.
You've complimented Dedric's vision and his touch and his passing. Is it a formula for success for the season if he leads you in assists?
I don't know. I don't know if that's, I've never looked at it like that. I hadn't even looked at who needs to lead us in scoring for us to have the most success or anything like that. But if he leads our team in assists, that means you got a big guy averaging at least 5. I think that would bode well for us. But I don't know that that's the true standard of what would be successful for us or give us the best chance. But you would think those guards are going to, between them, average 10 assists a game. You would think so. So if that's true, then him getting, 5 himself would be a big bonus. We haven't had that.
How much of a luxury was the added depth on Tuesday for helping you guys?
Well, even though the depth may not have played as much late game, it won the game for us. Mitch gets 2 in the first 3 minutes he's in or whatever, and David McCormick comes in and does great. KJ came in and made a big 3 and got us 6 rebounds in limited minutes. Charlie didn't have one of his better games by any stretch, but if you don't have Charlie, then Devon's not near as effective because you couldn't rest him. I thought there were, Marcus Garrett got in foul trouble, and we wasn't Marcus what he can do, but still yet those 11 or 12 minutes he gave us, allowed other guys to rest. And so I think the depth played a huge factor in us winning the game. We played all 10 guys, and all 10 guys contributed in a favorable way. So it was obviously important, but I can't see us doing that as much unless foul problems create that. And that's was the case the other night.
I feel like you learned a lot about what the rotation might be, or because of the foul trouble and it's so early, is it still kind of too difficult to tell?
I think it's not as difficult right now, Kevin, because you know that Marcus and Charlie are going to play. I think where it becomes difficult is if you don't have foul problems, how do you play all 4 and play KJ? So that's what I'm looking at. So do you play KJ as a 6th perimeter player, or do you play him as your 4th big? And so I think depending on who we're playing against, whether they play 2 bigs or if they play pick and pop 4, things like that, would probably give us a better feel on that. Can you play 10? We did the other night, but I don't know without foul trouble. Doak would have played 30 instead of 20, but we don't need Dedric playing 38 either. So he needs to be a 30-minute-a-game guy. So, obviously somebody can get those minutes, but you look at it and people may say, well, why don't you just play David? Well, David deserves to play, but if Doak's in the game, it's hard for David and Doak to play together. It's too crowded the floor, so we probably want to play KJ or Mitch with them if Dedric's not in the game, and then the answer is, well, would you rather play 4 round 1 or play 3 round 2? And so those are some things we still got to work out because we don't know positively.
If Silvio was eligible, would Mitch might have thought about redshirting?
Yeah, he could have. Yeah, it's a hypothetical that we didn't have the luxury to deal with. Oh, but yeah, that could have been a thought. Yeah.
Can you talk about the Catamounts?
Yeah, they've played 2 exhibition games, and we've got one of them, and then they played tonight. I think they played BU tonight, if I'm not mistaken. And I didn't realize this, but I was reading game notes, Chris's game notes. I knew that they gave Kentucky all they wanted last year. It was a 4-point game in Rupp. And I knew that they had a great year. But I did not realize that since Coach Becker's been the head coach there, they've won the 2nd most games in all of the Northeast, behind only UConn. So, you talk about all the schools back east, they're the 2nd winningest program in the entire region. So he's done a great job, and they're going to be really good this year. How many teams you going to play where you got 3 brothers on the same team, and they're not twins or triplets or whatever? And then Lamb is a terrific player. He was a guy that got hurt last year, but he certainly can score in and out, and they've got a good team, and obviously they're very well coached, and they'll run a lot of set plays similar to what Michigan State did.
Do those things, the win total and playing Kentucky tight last year, do those help your guys, especially the young guys, get their attention after such a big game that they just played in?
I would say that would be more of a struggle if we played Vermont tonight, because it would be soon after
Right.
playing Michigan State, but playing them 6 days later, surely you're going to be excited with your first regular season home game to run out there. So we'll cover all those things and show them clips of how they've been really good against really good teams. But I don't know if I still think that we should be motivated regardless.
And Bill, with them, looking at your schedule, they might be one of the easiest teams you play and are picked to win the American East. I just wonder what you think
Yeah,
about
but the guy to your right over there is responsible for that stuff.
Yeah, I just wonder what you think about this non-conference
Yeah,
schedule with this team.
It's ridiculous. You know, you think about it, and I could be off on this, Larry, but all 13 teams that we are scheduled to play, 11 of them are preseason picked to win the league, and 2 of them are picked second, and the reason they're picked second because we're playing the other team that was picked first in the league, so you can't pick them both first. So is that right, Larry? 10 of them, 10 out of 13. So I don't know that we've ever played a schedule like that, where you're looking at playing a non-conference schedule where every team is a postseason team. So, you know, I haven't seen, but going into the season, we would have to have what is considered to be as tough a non-conference schedule as in the country. But what makes our conference schedule the hard part is the games that are even your bye games are games that you're going to have to sweat to win. And you would think that may not be the best formula with young kids, but you could also flip it and say, well, how better way to get them prepared than have to play every minute of every game, as opposed to your mistakes not being magnified. So it is hard. Jesse, you're right. It's a hard schedule.
Considering you had turnover trouble in exhibition games, did you do a lot better?
I thought we did a lot better. You know, if you look at what do we average, 22 or something in our exhibition games, and probably that many in our inter-squad scrimmages, and the other night we had 11, and of the 11, the bigs only had just a few of the 11, and Devon, I think, had 3 or 4 on his own where he's just driving in there out of control. So I think we can correct those too. So I thought that was a real bonus for us.
Do you think Devon and Quentin can be good at drawing contact into the line?
Haven't seen it yet. They both, you know, we went through it last night. If you think about this, our starting guards combined for 4 free throws out of the 3 guys. And they were both when they had to foul with under a minute left. So they drew 0 fouls, get to the line. Our starting 3 guards. Marcus shot 2. And KJ shot 2 on a marginal call where he could have called a charge and they called a block. Other than that, I mean, we did nothing to get to the line. So that meant that our bigs shot the other 31 free throws or whatever it was. And so that's a positive that we got the ball inside, but it's not a positive that we didn't draw contact like we're so used to seeing with our guards, Frank and Devontae. So I don't think they can do it like those 2 yet. I don't think that they'll know how yet, but I certainly know that we got to do a better job of drawing fouls with those guys.
Knowing that you have backup inside, does that allow Doak to play freer?
I think so.
If fouls fall?
Yeah, I think so. You know, Doak, his first foul was a cheap one. He got caught in a little bit of a wrestling match with Ward, which is easy to do. Ward's a big dude. But then right after that, I don't know if you know, he made an unbelievable block when Henry went up to try to score, and it led to a layup for us. Well, I'm not sure he would have gone after that ball last year. So I thought that. So to your point, I thought that was very positive. And then he got his 3rd foul on, which was, you know, I thought was a really poor call. But you know, I guess I have a biased perspective. But when Ward was behind him, he kind of fell as he kind of pulled on Doak. But the call went the other way, and so he has 3, and he comes in, and then the 4th foul is the one you can't get. You know, just going and hitting a dude blocking out. You know, he can't get that foul. So he's got to be smarter. But I do think, to your point, he played much more aggressive.
Did the Duke score surprise you?
You know, it did surprise me. How could it not surprise anybody that they could hang 118? I mean, 118 is a lot of points, regardless of who you play, especially somebody that we know is traditionally terrific defensively. So So yeah, that was a pride. That tells you how good they are and the potential that they have. And I told our guys yesterday, I mean, we did nothing to take away from what people thought about us from a preseason standpoint. Did nothing to take that away from that. But Duke added to a lot of what people thought about them as a preseason team. So that's fine. I mean, it's a long season, but certainly what they did, even though I haven't seen the game, what they did was impressive, and that wouldn't get anybody's attention.
Have you had a chance to talk to David Beatty? Since you guys are...
Yeah. Oh, you mean, yeah, we've talked. We haven't talked. We've texted back and forth several times, so make sure I stated correctly. But yeah, I know that he's really excited for the game this weekend, and he's made that very clear to me. And so, you know, I'm hoping that the players rally around this situation and perform at a level that gives us, certainly a great opportunity to win an in-state rivalry game this weekend. But David has been great. The one thing that I think is you can tell a lot about people when they're going through tough times, and a lot of times tough decisions are made that put people in those situations. But sometimes they're made for the betterment of the big picture. And I don't think anybody around here would say David Beatty is anything less than a true pro in how he's handled everything.
Anything else?
Do you think you'll go with the same lineup?
Yeah, I'll get Gary. Yeah, I think I will. Okay, I think I will. So if we don't go with the same line, it'll be something that's transpired between this moment and Monday. But I don't think that'll be the case.
Since you know a lot of people, have you been getting calls from possible football coaches?
Well, you're all over the place today. You are all over the map. Do they cut back funding with the Star? They don't have people to cover football. No, I have not. I have not gotten any calls from any coach concerning this position.
Jeez.
Okay.
Anything else?